Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets from Major League Baseball. Here for you today on Monday, April 28, 2025. MLB player props, run lines, totals, no freeze here for you today. You guys, we got 3 picks in the video. Let's get after it and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cab made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. Guys, I've been waiting forever to say that. So, we're just 1,000 now away from 10,000. So, let's get to 10,000 subscribers, guys. We're going to do some special stuff when we get to 10,000. Giveaways, stuff like that. So, super excited for that. Join me on that quest. Definitely appreciate all of your guys' help. If you're a returning viewer, hit that like button for me as well. All right, let's get into a recap from Saturday. We took Sunday off in Major League Baseball. From Saturday, we ended up going 2-2, minus 0.28 units. Obviously, not our best day, not our worst day. It started great. We started 2-0. We're feeling pretty good. We had the under 8 runs in the Rangers-Giants game. This one was pretty sweat-free. Only 5 runs scored there, 3-2 the final. Love to see that. And then we had the first 5 and something. Now, why is my brain... Guys, my brain... We had the Cardinals' first 5 innings, minus 0.5 run line versus the Milwaukee Brewers. That cashes as well. So we started the day 2-0. Honestly, I was feeling great, guys. And then we headed into the nightcap with a couple of bases props with Freddie Freeman and Austin Riley, and they just didn't come through. I believe they both had at least 5 at-bats, and neither one of them can get 2 bases. So obviously that definitely hurt us, guys. I was anticipating us actually going 4-0 that day, and it just didn't happen. But that's okay. Like I said, still 2-2 day, which is horrible. But obviously we're going to look to do a little bit better here today. As far as our Comet Capper recap, we had Magic Man calling a team total parlay for plus 600 of value. That's the second one of those he's hit this week. So make sure you guys are looking out for the Magic Man's parlay. That's definitely some great value that he's gotten on some team totals there. So love to see it. But yeah, drop your favorite pick down below, guys, if you guys want to participate in the Comet Capper section. Just put a star or an asterisk next to your pick if you'd like your pick included in our video. And if your pick hits, we'll include it in the video. So without further ado, guys, let's get after today. Let's have a great day today. Start of a new week. We had a pretty solid week overall in baseball last week. Let's keep the momentum going here and start the week off with some winning days. So obviously, we'd love to see that. One quick thing before we get into the picks, just check our pinned comment and the description down below for our channel membership, merchandise, social media links, all down below. We will have a Straight Fire MVP exclusive pick of the day, so if you guys are interested in accessing that pick, we'll have one in baseball, one in the NBA. So if you guys are interested in accessing those picks, sign up, become a Straight Fire MVP below for just $3.99 for the entire month. That's just $4. You know, cost of less than a biggie bag. Come on. Well, let's get that value. I appreciate you guys, though. Shout out to all of our members. You guys absolutely rock. Appreciate you guys as well. Appreciate all of you here at the channel. You guys rock. Let's get after it today. Let's get this sweep, guys. Let's get right into our picks here at number 1. We're going Shohei Ohtani. Over 1.5 bases here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Going plus 115 odds here on DraftKings. Risking a unit here. Really love this play today, guys, on Shohei. I don't obviously have to be a genius to tell you to take Ohtani, but he's in a really advantageous spot for plus money. So obviously, anytime you can get plus money on one of the game's greatest hitters, it's hard for me not to take it. But he's also in a great spot, right? He's coming off a paternity leave. But his last 2 games, he's gone 5 for 9 at the plate with 5 hits. Obviously, like seeing that. He's pretty hot right now at the plate. He's up against a pitcher that I definitely think he can get some hits off of. He's up against Edward Cabrera, who really hasn't had that great of a season. But the lefty bats, he's allowing a .278 batting average. So definitely a guy we can get hits off, and one of the game's greatest hitters could definitely take advantage of that. Ohtani is a career 2 for 5 off the starter Cabrera today with a double. So I like seeing that. And obviously we'd love to cash this early and in the first inning. But for the season, we got Ohtani batting .286, slugging .533 this season. At home, we got him batting .295, slugging .594 at home this season. He's also batting .273, slugging .561 versus right-handed pitching. So, really the biggest thing that you look at with bases props is actually the slugging numbers. That's what you're looking for. So his splits versus righties are better as far as slugging, and at home are better as well. So, like seeing that. And we're talking about the bullpen. I don't even need to talk about the bullpen and how bad the Marlins bullpen is. Their 9th worst bullpen ERA, but the 4th most hits allowed. So this is certainly a bullpen Ohtani can get some hits off of late in the game as well. So what I'm really hoping to see, I hope we see the Marlins put up some early runs, so this game doesn't turn into a complete blowout. So Ohtani doesn't get pitch hit for or nothing like that. So, obviously, should get at least 4 bats out of Ohtani. Would love to see 5. But, obviously, if we get a double in the first inning, I don't really care if he gets any more after that. We don't care what happens after that. But I think there's a good chance he could do that. Really like the spot for him. Like I said, I'm no genius here, but I'm taking Shohei Ohtani. So, love that for number 1 pick, guys. Get Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 bases here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Plus 115 odds on DraftKings. Okay, to number 2, we're going New York Yankees. First 5 innings, minus .5 run line here versus the Baltimore Orioles. Plus 104 odds on FanDuel. I could simply just tell you the Yankees are a better baseball team, which they are. That's pretty obvious. But that's not really the reason why I'm taking them. What I really like here, I've been doing some deep dives into the expected ERAs, hard hit percentage, finding some interesting things, and so far, when we've added these metrics in, we've gone 2-0 in the last 2 run lines, 2 first 5 run lines with the Cubs and with the Cardinals. And what's interesting is what you find here, if you look on the surface, you'd be like, yeah, Shigano's probably the better pitcher, right? I don't think so. Warren here going for the Yankees, 1-0, 4.79 ERA, 1.26 whip, expected ERA of 4.63 for the season with a barrel percentage about 5. So obviously that's pretty good. Well, that's not great. But if you look at Shigano for the Orioles, 2-1, 3.54 ERA, 1.414 whip, expected ERA of 6.11. That's one of the bigger differences in all of baseball. What that means is this guy has been getting supremely lucky, which we've talked about the last couple of games with some of these pitchers, where they have numbers that are just fool's gold. The ERA looks good. Even sometimes the whip looks all right. But when it really comes down to it, they're guys that don't have the greatest stuff. And if they put the ball in the strike zone, they get hit a lot. Expected batting average for Shigano this season of .310. So obviously I like to see that as well. It's another big differential. There's a lot of hard hit balls for Shigano. 39 95 plus mile an hour hit balls for Shigano, 27 for Warren. So when I look at it that way, Shigano, like I said, has been worse. I believe we faded him somewhat recently anyway. A few games ago, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, if you look at that, I'm going to give the edge to Warren here. Obviously, Shigano, like I said, the biggest thing with him is, in this Yankees lineup, is I think if he puts the ball over the middle of the plate, the ball is going to leave the yard. That's kind of what that indicates to me, is the hard hit percentage, the expected batting average, the expected ERA. And with the low whip, kind of indicates that the ball is likely to leave the yard. And who's one of the most likely teams to leave the yard on you? The New York Yankees. They're one of the top home run teams in all of baseball. They got a ton of guys on the team with 7+ home runs, with 6 home runs, 5 home runs. Even Volpe has 5 home runs. Volpe is not even known as a power hitter, but they have a lot of guys that can leave the yard, and a lot of lefty bats that can leave the yard. So the lefty versus righty matchup I really like. So I'm going to tell you this as well. To go along with this, I would consider some home run props on the Yankees, especially with them lefty bats. I am. There's about five bats I'm looking at. Trent Grisham, Austin Wells, Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, and now Ben Rice. Those 5 batters, I would consider their home run props, because there's a ton of value on them. If you played the same amount on each of those guys and just one of them hits a home run, you're going to make some money. And I think there's a good chance that maybe 2 of those guys at least leave the yard for the Yanks. So, with like bonus bet money, promotion money, stuff like that, putting a little bonus bet on some Yanks to hit some home runs. I really like the spot for him today. Like I said, versus Chicano, I think this is a prime spot. Chicano's allowed 4 home runs to lefty at bats in 17 innings as well. So, like I said, he hasn't played a team like the Yanks yet. And so I think those numbers are even going to be higher. I think he's going to give up at least 2 home runs, maybe 3 today. Depends on how long they leave him in the game, obviously. But as far as in the first 5 innings, Yanks guys first 5 innings runs. The Orioles 17th. Yankees 6th with runners in scoring position this season. Orioles 27th. So there's so many things I like this, why I like this for the Yankees, and they're getting plus value here. And I think there's just a good chance that, obviously, I trust the lineup of the Yankees more. At this point, I'm going to give the edge as well to Warren for the Yankees as far as the pitching matchup. Despite the numbers they're looking at, we're gonna go with Warren here. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. Go New York Yankees first 5 innings minus 0.5 run line here versus the Baltimore Orioles plus 104 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and finally at number 3, we're going Brent Rooker over 1.5 bases here for the Sacramento Athletics. Plus minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. I still haven't gotten used to all that, guys, with what's going on with the Athletics as far as their team location and all that stuff. But really love this look here today on Rooker. Rooker career 1 for 3 off the starter Patrick Corbin today, batting .308, slugging .692 versus lefty pitchers. We like to see that. 7 for his last 10 games to his 2 bases prop, so you love that as well. Patrick Corbin here allowing a .283 batting average to righty at bats this season. So like seeing that. Still has an expected ERA of 4.91 on the year. Despite a couple of solid starts. I will give it to Corbin. He got bit by a spider the one game, and they called him the Spider-Man because he pitched phenomenal. And that was the day we faded him, and we missed with, I think it was Kyron Paris we had on bases that day versus him. But I'm going to fade Corbin again, guys. Here's the deal. Corbin hasn't had a good season since 2019. 1 or 2 starts isn't going to do it for me. He's going to have to put together at least 5, 6, 7 straight starts of really quality baseball before I don't fade him. And I really like the spot, like I said, for Corbin, for Rooker today. I think he's going to have a great chance here to get an extra base hit versus Corbin. And still a guy that I think we can get hard contact versus, and I still expect to get that. So, and it's rare that I'll play minus value on a basis prop, but I really like the spot for Rooker today. I think he gets it done. And honestly, I think there's a couple other guys to look at in the lineup as well. Jacob Wilson of the Athletics as well. And actually, I thought about Swordstrom, but his splits weren't as good in this particular spot. So, like I said, yeah, we're going to fade Corbin again, guys, until proven otherwise. To me, he's still a money tree. I've made a ton of money on Patrick Corbin over the last few years. I'm not going to stop just because of one miss. We hit our previous, prop versus him this season with Kyle Tucker. So I think once again, I think Corbin's going to get hit today. So love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, we're going Brent Rooker over 1.5 bases here for the Oakland Athletics. Going minus 120 odds here on Fanatics. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. On the road to 9,000 subscribers. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. What am I talking about? I appreciate all of you guys, though. Appreciate all of you guys' support. We will have our Straight Fire MVP exclusive pick of the day out fairly soon as well. Probably be out around 12:30, 1 o'clock. If you guys are interested in getting access to that, sign up, become an MVP below, and you guys can access that. Like I said, it's just $3.99 for the entire month. Without further ado, that will do it for me. Our NBA Best Bets video will follow this as well, so make sure you guys look out for that. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.